I'd like to welcome everybody to a new episode of the We Can Talk Basketball podcast with a very special guest, my man Ever.
What's up,
everybody? My man Ever, straight out of South Carolina. All right, Ever. Typically on this show, my brother, I dive right into it.
Oh yeah.
The fans they don't like to really wait too long for what's going on. So basically, where did you get your start?
Well, I got it all from my family, who just saw a interest and an inkling in music that I had at a very young age. They always pushed me to just do something, anything. So just all throughout school, I was in choir. I paid extra attention in each of those classes. They were my best classes. And it evolved into learning just how music's made today. Everything I've taught myself. I mean, my start's been on YouTube and Google for the most part, just asking questions and trying my best to get them and learn the rest in the process on my own.
So your name's Ever, E-V-E-R. How'd you get that name?
Well, it was really a thought process of me trying to encapsulate everything that I seemingly write about. I didn't come up with my name until a few years after I started actually writing the lyrics to my own songs, which was in late 2016. I always wrote about past, present, future, things that just extended from now, what I've got going on now and beyond. I look back a little bit to things just as a learning experience, but I'm always talking about in the process of each of my songs, starting in the present day and ending into something bigger, greater, and later. So it's just once again, it's an encapsulation of just time and trying to put just a term to everything, including time in itself. It's a hard thing to put into words because at the time I just saw the word, I read it somewhere, and I just said, "Oh, that's it." That's exactly what I'm thinking of, looking for.
When did you know that music was your calling?
Probably 3 years ago, early 2019. I really got serious about producing. I wasn't quite good at it yet, but I learned that I idolized a lot of people that I listened to. And at a point, it just seems so unobtainable and believable that people can actually make wonderful music and get their fans to say, "Oh, that's great. That's awesome. I love listening to it." They want to listen to it for the rest of their lives, hopefully, best case scenario. But I got just good at it, and I remained consistent. And it was something that it was like the only job that I didn't mind waking up and doing every day.
Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist right now is Lil Wayne. He's ever since high school, he's just the Carter 3 did it for me. I mean, other than not being a self-proclaimed best rapper alive, he speaks my life story in a lot of his songs. I always think, "Oh yeah, that's me."
Okay, so what benefits has music given you so far? And I know it's you're in the early stages of your music career. See, me, man, I started rapping when I was 13, right?
Oh, yeah.
And got my first record deal when I, in the year of 2000. I've probably, invested 30 years in the game rapping alone, outside of this time I'm spending as an executive. So, I've got a lot of days in this game, but I need to know from you, like, in this short amount of time, what benefits has music given you?
Mainly, it's just given me an outlet to express myself. And I've been lucky enough that I feel like I've been blessed to be able to do something productive with something that started as a hobby and is morphing into a career. It's just reaping and seeing the blessings that are coming my way, giving praise to the right directions. It's all just given me green lights. And it's not just affirmation, but it's just something that works out for me almost perfectly no matter what I do. So it's just all I need to know.
who are okay? So this is a basketball show
Yeah.
as well as a music show. So, who are your top 5 favorite basketball players? They could be NBA or college.
Number one, Kyrie Irving. I've always liked the way that he moves. And
Uncle Drew.
I'm not a huge sports fan at all. I don't watch it. I don't play any of the games. I don't even really play games at all or watch TV at all. But I remember when I was younger, going back to those high school days again, Kyrie Irving I always wanted to watch him. Even though I didn't care for sports even back then, something about him just always made me want to watch him. Second is Shaquille O'Neal because
Oh,
his business mind is something that intrigues me. That where he could start in sport and then branch out into so many other things. And he was such a dominant, unstoppable force
oh,
on the court. He's not just saying he was a big dude, but he minus the I guess the free throws. He was another one that was always fun to watch. Kobe Bryant third,
oh,
obviously. I mean, I gotta put that out there. I mean,
oh. I'm a Kobe fan to the death.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
oh
for
yeah,
sure. I endorse that pick for sure.
oh yeah. I feel like he should be on everybody's top 5. I mean, sadly, putting the death aside, everything that he was able to accomplish, he told us what he was going to do before he did it.
That he did.
It was something that I always saw, and I tried to implement that into my own life and my own day to day ethic. Um, 4, I honestly hate to say it. I can't put him at number 5 because he deserves better than it. But LeBron James, I feel like he gets a lot of overrated just talk about him. Not even just overhyping him, but even people over hating him.
Right.
He seems to be a very controversial person in the sport itself, but once again, he's another entertainer. He's another business mind. He's a seemingly unstoppable force on the court, and he's always someone that you want to watch. You want to see what else he has to do, and he's been with so many teams at this point. He does what he wants to do, and that's another admirable trait. Number 5, I want to make this one really smart because it's the last one. Um,
I like your style.
I wanna make it a little personal though. Someone that always caught my eye. It's I don't want to give you 2. I guess it would be Paul Gasol. He was one of those players that could always seemingly get the ball into the net, whether he was
Wow.
running into the paint or taking a shot. And even though he didn't have the stature of some of the other big guys like LeBron and Shaq, he was just another force that, I mean, you always heard about him. He was always one of I don't know about MVPs, but he was always a leading player in each one of his games.
Yeah, and to step up to the call for Kobe Bryant, man, I know that was a lot of pressure. I know that pressure was just insane. And to be able to pull through all of those seasons like Powell did, like, yeah,
I,
you have to give him credit for that.
I mean, you can look at his track record, and that speaks for itself. I'm the type of person that believes that work just speaks for itself,
Right.
and his did more than just talking. He talked it and he walked it. It all shows.
That's right. Now, all right, so let's switch over to another realm of music. Social media, which is a very important part of getting in touch and getting your music out to your audience.
Yeah.
What in your opinion is the proper way to promote yourself on social media?
Well, I think that the proper way, not just social media, but in any sense for almost anything, the best thing to do in order to promote or market something is to know the right people. And it's something that it's going to be, sometimes it's going to be the hardest thing to do is to just find the right connections, people that can share your work, people that just have an abundance of followers. Like, not, I'm not people that just follow you on social media and then never look at what you post, but people that want to see what they have on their pages. Getting those connections is the maybe the hardest step, but it's the first step, and it's always the most important in my eyes. Second is and really lastly is have a have capturable content. You know, once again, the work speaks for itself. If you make something and you have something as a creator that sparks the eye and makes people want to listen, then the rest will follow suit. As long as you're doing the right thing in the right name, I believe that the work will provide.
So Ever, let me ask you,
Yeah.
what is your creative approach to constructing a beat? So I mean, do you just, like when I used to get ready, to make my songs, I did some producing as well. I'd have to be in a certain zone. I can't just roll out the bed and make the beat. I'd have to be in a certain zone. How about for you? Like, what's your process to constructing the type beat that you construct?
Well, the very last thing that I do before I start working is I wake up. By the time I go wake up and fall asleep, in between those two times, I'm in here working. Um, I base everything off of emotion. I play with sounds until something, touches me. And from there, it all just pieces itself together in my mind. I hardly ever have a melody that I'm thinking of. It's all as I try to keep it as spontaneous as possible.
Can you describe your sound?
Um, bold, bright. I definitely have a airy sound that moves probably slightly a lot more than other mainstream hip hop. Uh, but I also have electronic. Um, I add a lot of color to each one of my songs, and I try to genre blend as much as I can. There's not an easy way to describe it without going through a whole lot of genres. I try to make something for everybody.
What's your newest single? What's your newest work that's about to come out, either just released or unreleased?
Unreleased January 27th, my debut single and release with my record label United Music Mafia. It's called Asterisk. Is coming out everywhere. It's Everybody's gonna want to hear it. I'll just say we'll let the work speak for itself.
Right.
But it's it's been an exciting process getting here, and it's just the beginning of the beginning of something that's gonna last a very long time. So I'm excited to be here for everything, not just this show, but doing things with United Music Mafia, you and Lord Music Group. It's all an exciting experience.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so now let's get on a something just a little more rigid. All right, a topic that's just a tad bit more rigid, but I have to have your opinion on it.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you stand on today's youth, today's rapping youth and singing youth, in relation to the gun violence, the deaths, the checking in? What do you what? How do you feel about the climate of today's hip hop scene with the gun violence and everything? How do you feel about that climate?
Are we talking about youth younger than 26, like younger than my age? We're talking like,
Now
or
we're
just
talking about
anybody even my age or below.
even your age or below.
Okay.
Sometimes even a little
Yeah.
bit older than you.
I about to
There's
say,
been a lot of rappers dying over the last several years.
honestly, in the end, the age doesn't matter. My initial thought whenever I see something like that and on the violence is always heartbreak. It's not just it's not someone's opposition that's dying. It's hope for a lot of people when we see this happening, especially. And I hate to bring up recent deaths too, but Takeoff shook me in a way that and it kind of shift the way that I even worked a lot. It's sad. As an entertainer, I feel my job is to entertain people by any means necessary, but being an entertainer or not, and going after anybody, whether they're and whether they are an entertainer or not, in a sense of killing them or harming them, it's always a tragedy. I wish I wish there was a more well known and better way of dealing with all of the tension. And hopefully that's something that I'll be able to provide in the near future. And I know it's something that Lord Music Group and United Music Mafia provides. And it's
Yeah,
another blessing to count.
it's called conflict de-escalation. It's called critical thinking, and patience. If more of us practice being morally correct towards how we feel about ourselves, because then we can actually accept how we feel about others. Because this music thing is okay. Music to me is a form of love. It's a form of energy getting out. You're either gonna love this song or you're gonna hate it. But you're gonna get some emotion off of this song. So music has a deeper meaning to me, and to see people make it out of their circumstances, to get a lot of money and pull their family out of their circumstances, only to go in and get killed by the same circumstances that they left. It bothers me, but I like to see brothers like yourself, the youth coming up, showing a different outlook on music, and I look forward to seeing your career take off, young man. What kind of advice do you have for an up and comer trying to get in the position that you're in right now?
Well, for me, at the very least, it just started with finding something that I enjoyed doing, and it later turned into something I was good at. My advice to anybody else is to maybe try to follow the same path. Everybody's different, but music to me is a way of translating my thoughts and emotions. And I feel like anybody else's hobby, regardless of what it is, if they love doing it and are good at it, it will give you the same result, release, and feelings. It at the very least, it's something to get your mind off of the sad reality of the ecosystem that we're in now. But it's a start. It's just not not bottling up. Find something you're good at, get good at it, find the right person to talk to. Those contacts are always important, and be yourself.
That's right.
That's right. As long as you're yourself and you put it all in the right name, it'll work out. It's going to work out for anybody.
And the thing is, and continue to reach out to people, because you're only as strong as your connections. Just continue to reach out to people.
Have a strong, like-minded circle around you. People that think just like you, don't necessarily do things just like you, but people that think just like you are necessary in order for you to maintain a healthy mindset, not even just with people in general, but even with yourself. A good, strong circle it's a need.
Very intelligent young man. Very intelligent young man. Okay, so do you spend a lot of time writing your lyrics, or are you just a top of the dome rapper? Do you write your lyrics, or you go in and punch in?
Oh yeah, I write everything. I'm still getting the hang of freestyling. It's probably my most admirable thing that I watch now. It's probably my weakest aspect in the studio, but I write everything in that sense. I probably spend, out of the whole production process, from idea creating to production, composing, mixing, mastering, and referencing, I probably spend the least amount of time writing lyrics because it's what I started off with. But everything, I try to really thoroughly think my lyrics out. I'm not quite at the point to where I can freestyle, but I'm coming for that. That's like one of my next major goals, and to get better. I got to get better, so that's a good check on the list to get eventually.
Well, that's freestyle is a dying skill. A lot of times people act like they're freestyling, they just pause in some written work. Pause a lot. They just pause a lot in their written work.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the punch-ins in these songs. So
yeah.
I mean, a seasoned ear can pick it out. And another dying field is battle rap, and not all the freestyling realm. That's something that I've always wanted to be able to do. It's a sense.
Oh man, when I came up, bro, that's how we used to do it. You used to go block for block. If you're a good rapper, you on another block, you had to go battle the rapper that's on the other block. And we did that. That's how we came up.
That was the school bus all throughout school. I mean, like there's in Greenwood, that's kind of just what we did down here in Greenwood, South Carolina. We all saw music as a funny, emotion releasing thing. So everybody did it. There's a lot of exposure down here to be had. So I feel like I grew up the right way.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so all right, so right now, young man, this is a fan favorite, and I like to call this the shotgun questions.
Okay.
Now I don't know if you've seen the show before or not, but on the shotgun questions, I give you 2 words to pick from, and you just pick but you cannot say both. All right, you can't say both, and you can't say neither. Even if if you don't drink or if you don't smoke, just pick which one. You know what I'm saying, and just go with it. But have fun, relax, and just whatever comes to your mind when I give you the words. So pretty smooth. It's rapid though.
Oh yeah.
So here we go. Black or blue?
Black.
Breakfast or lunch?
Lunch.
Sneakers or boots?
Boots.
Trick Daddy or JT Money?
Trick Daddy.
Drake or Kodak?
Drake.
Watermelon or cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe with salt.
Liquor or wine?
Liquor.
Pimp C or Bun B?
Pepsi.
Outkast or Mobb Deep?
Outkast.
Trick Daddy. Oh, we did Trick Daddy. We did Trick Daddy.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Would you like a truck or a Jeep?
A truck.
Cash App or Venmo?
Venmo.
Say Cheese or DJ Academics?
Say cheese.
Bacon or sausage?
Bacon.
Yellow light or red light?
Red light.
New clothes or new shoes?
New shoes.
I mean, you gotta walk. You gotta get around. Yeah.
I wear this. I can wear the same clothes every day as long as I get to wash them.
Eminem or MGK?
Eminem. That's my man's.
We're gonna do an extended version this evening, so we're going in a little more. Hot sauce or Tabasco?
Hot sauce.
Little John or John Legend?
Legend.
LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
Good pick. Onions or garlic?
Garlic.
Interesting. Phone call or text message?
Text. I'm busy, man.
Red or blue?
Red.
Kanye or Jay-Z?
J.
Chocolate milk or coffee?
Milk.
Barefoot or socks?
Socks.
Okay.
I hate feet.
Okay. Klay Thompson or Steph Curry?
Curry. Steph. He's slick.
Okay, 2 more. Halle Berry or J-Lo?
Oh, J-Lo. I gotta think for Latinas.
Hey, man. Don't we all?
They can cook, you know.
Some would say. Some would say. All right, so yellow rice or white rice?
White rice. Sticky white rice.
Wow. Cool. A lot of people say yellow. Cool.
I make white rice like every week, so it's the norm for me. I love it.
All right, so right after the shotgun questions, we usually end the show off with the trivia question. But lately, I've been changing things a little bit, and now I've inserted a different kind of question. And here's the question: what food could you eat for 30 days straight?
It would have to be something nutritious.
Every day, 30 days straight, every day.
3 meals a day?
As many as it takes for you to survive, yeah.
Okay. I'd keep it as simple as possible. Probably just beef and potatoes. It's everything you need, and it's filling. You don't have to eat too much. Hopefully, you won't get sick of it too fast. So that I feel like that's what I would rather have for 30 days straight. Just beef and potatoes. Give me the right seasonings. I'll do
right. This. And just give me that every day for 30 days straight.
Yeah, just give me the protein special.
Good call, young man. Good call. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let everybody know how they can get up with Ever. Let them know your social media platforms. Give them everything.
Facebook, Ever. Instagram, Ever. UnitedMusicMafia.com. I'm the second artist on that page, on that website. You guys can look me up. I have an EPK, an electronic press kit. Right after we're done recording this, I'm going to post it on my Instagram and my Facebook. So as long as y'all are looking up, look at my face. I got a picture from here up. You guys should be able to point it out, no problem. I'm going to post my link to my electronic press kit. You guys will be able to find links to my music on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Music. And stay in touch too. January 27th. Big things, just the beginning of the beginning. All of it will be found on my social media the closer we get to the end of January. And I appreciate everybody for joining me on the ride, man. We're gonna do something not just for myself, but we're looking at the entire East Coast, and then we're gonna move west. So
you ain't gonna go across the water with it.
Oh yeah, man, baby steps.
That's right.
I'm gonna go in one direction, and I'm gonna stick with it just as long as it's working for me. But I'm gonna make sure to keep all my socials updated. Everybody will have no problem keeping track of what I've got going on music wise.
Cool deal, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming out, man. Appreciate you tapping in with us, brother.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. So once again, we'd like to thank Ever for showing up and rocking with the We Can Talk Basketball and Music podcast. It's your boy Sean Starks. Pretty much know what I do.